Hey beautiful viewers, welcome to Sneak Peek.
After a brief hiatus last week, we're back in full force with a great show.
Tonight we'll be covering Fantastic Fest, Putt-Putt Golf, movie trivia, theater happenings, and the new Animal Collective album.
Also, we've got an interview with the legendary horror director George A. Romero and a review of the new film Feast of Love.
All this and more on this week's Sneak Peek. Entertainment the way you want it. Hey, I'm Haley.
And I'm Leah.
And welcome to Sneak Peek, the show about all things entertainment.
Like we said, we have a great show for you today full of all sorts of entertainment tomfoolery.
First off, we have Julia with her coverage of Fantastic Fest.
Hey guys, this weekend I got to attend Fantastic Fest and got to see some of the secret screenings. So here's a quick recap. The secret screening started off with Southland Tales, Richard Kelly's sophomore follow-up to his cult hit Donnie Darko. What sounded promising ended up being one of the worst movies I have ever seen, ever. This film is beyond saving. Critics panned it at Cannes, and with good reason. The film chronicles the end of the world after a nuclear attack on the United States. The draft is reinstated, and a rift in the time-space continuum causes a bridge to form between our dimension and a fourth dimension. Now, there's a lot of information thrown around in the film, but it's not hard to follow. It's just too ludicrous to even suspend your disbelief. With cliche after cliche after cliche in the dialogue and the script, plus overacted performances and clocking in at over 2 hours, Southland Tales is just a pain to get through. I got it. Kelly was going for a pop aesthetic, but he unfortunately ended up making a film that is unwatchable. The second secret screening was Persepolis, which is a wonderful animated film and was a big success at Cannes. And the third screening was some Japanese film I can't even pronounce. The fourth and most notable of all the films was The Orphanage, produced by Guillermo del Toro, whom you might remember from Hellboy and Pan's Labyrinth. The Orphanage is a great mix between The Sixth Sense, The Others, and as the writers described it, it's like Close Encounters but with ghosts instead of aliens. It's one of the overall best horror films I've seen in years, and it's definitely worth a try when it comes out in early December. The next best film I saw at Fantastic Fest was Daniel Waters' Sex and Death 101, starring Simon Baker, Winona Ryder, and Patton Oswalt. But I've talked enough. Let's watch a clip from the Q&A, shall we?
You guys can hear it, right? As people following my career know that I kind of went astray for a while. And, I call it my failing upwards period, where I did like one bad movie and I tried to make up for it by doing another worse movie. But basically I came to this movie as far as like, the same way I came to Heather's, what movie do I want to see as a viewer? So I kind of came back to that square one of what movie do I want to see. And I'm old enough to remember that there were films like Bob, Ted, Carol, and Alice and Shampoo, the films that were about sexuality that weren't smirking and smug. So it's kind of like, my attitude was, if I got to start writing some Vincent Van Gogh scripts, so when I kill myself, there will at least be some good stuff in my drawer.
What I really loved about this picture was the fact that the guy that seemed like he could have everything, regardless of who was cast, but within the story, the guy that seemed that could have everything couldn't have what he most wanted. And he got to the point, I mean, my favorite scene in the whole movie is the attempted necrophilia.
Necrophilia stuff makes me miss my dad.
It's like, people go, oh no, that's so gross. It's like, no, you can make it touching. Really, that's what, I think that's the obligation that a lot of people sort of the window as actors. It's like, there's an obligation to challenge sort of norms and go, oh no, we can do this in a way where I'm sort of moved by it.
Thanks, Julia. All those movies sounded pretty rad, especially Sex and Death 101. I'm interested to see if Winona Ryder steals the show, so to speak.
Sex and death sounds like a really bad date to me. All of this talk of sex and death makes me long for the innocent joys of childhood.
Yeah, like Peter Pan or putt-putt golf.
Or maybe both. Let's go over to Lauren with her adventures at Peter Pan Mini Golf.
You know, I always wanted to be a professional mini golfer. Unfortunately, my violent tendencies and loathing of all things miniature golf dashed my dreams. Seriously, I can't even eat snack-sized candy. It just irritates me. But you know what always puts me in a better mood? Good old-fashioned movie trivia. Who better to deliver it than our own personal movie buff, Ben? Take it away, my friend.
Good evening. Tonight's quote comes from the 80s. Ever heard of that? Well, this handsome devil spouted off some funny little quote in a classic 80s film that is a must-see for any college student. Ready? Okay. Would you be prepared if gravity reversed itself? The only thing I can't figure out is how to keep the change in my pockets. I've got it. Nudity. Answer after the break. Break, I posed a riddle. You know it's Val Kilmer. You know it's from the 80s. And so that immediately rules out Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, or more importantly, Joel Schumacher's Batman Forever. It was, film fans, Real Genius, the 1985 comedy about creative kids making lasers. All right, that's all I got. Back to you, lovely ladies.
Sorry guys about the tech. Hey guys, okay, this week for Austin's Hideouts, we're going to explore the magical realm that is Peter Pan Mini Golf. So let us go frolic and play, shall we? Located off of South Lamar and Barton Springs, Peter Pan Mini Golf provides a nice little getaway for those looking to enhance their putting skills. Needless to say, the statues are quite interesting, providing Austinites with a nice date spot or a good refuge to come to on the weekends. So, what do you think of your time here at Peter Pan Mini Golf?
It's a pretty fun time. First time to come here, but it's a nice afternoon, great place to go play some mini golf.
Yeah, that about sums it up. Now, Peter Pan Mini Golf features two 18-hole courses. Yes, that's right, 2 of them. And if you come on out, you can enjoy them both. Yeah, I know, it's pretty exciting. That's exactly what I did. Now, I know it's going to be hard to not be jealous of these putting skills, but in the end, you just need to remember that I'm awesome. Just kidding, but not really. That's it this week on Austin Hideouts. Back to you guys.
So much for the technical difficulties. We try our best. But yeah, so hopefully we'll get this show back and moving. But yes,
I know.
So I pretty much love Val Kilmer.
Wasn't he the Batman that had nipples on his costume?
I believe so.
I always knew that he was my favorite Batman.
But enough talk about nipples. Let's move on to something more sophisticated, the theater. More importantly, theater in Austin.
Chris has a skinny on what's going down on Austin stages. Let's check in with him.
A lot coming and going in Austin this weekend, so here comes some theater happenings. Kicking off its new season this weekend, St. Edward's University presents Full Circle, an eclectic retelling of the Brecht classic, The Caucasian Chalk Circle. Under the direction of David Long, this Charles L. Mee play runs from September 26th through October 7th at St. Ed's Mary Moody Northern Theater. 3 shows are closing at 3 of Austin's most popular theaters. The Vortex on Maynard gives us the twisted and fast-paced comedy Accidental Death of an Anarchist, which plays through Sunday. Also playing through Sunday is the City Theater's production of The Laramie Project, which tells the story of Matthew Shepard's cruel death through the eyes of the Laramie locals as chronicled by the Tectonic Theater Project. Now, if you're in the mood for something sexy, adventurous, complete with bear slayings, Hyde Park Theater has George F. Walker's Hilarious featuring Loretta until Saturday. Finally, in a move that will surely set all of Austin a-Twitter, Zachary Scott Theater is bringing back High School Musical. For those not all in this together, Zach Scott and the wonderfully effervescent band of Austin youths performed HSM, as the kiddies are calling it nowadays, to a bright and fluffy full house of adoring fans all summer. And now you, as well as 11-year-olds all across town, can enjoy this baffling cultural phenomenon live and in person. Moreover, in the Jokes That Write Themselves department, High School Musical will be playing this month at the Texas School for the Deaf. Seriously. Bopping to the top, this is Chris Skellern for Sneak Peek.
Thanks, Chris. I don't know what sounds more fantastic, High School Musical for the Deaf or a good old-fashioned bear slaying. I'm going to go with High School Musical for the Deaf. Speaking of all things musical, we have a special look at the new Animal Collective album. Definitely cooler than High School Musical. What used to be a pretty well-kept secret is now being made known to music aficionados everywhere. You, my friends, have just been handed a ticket to Cool Town. Over to you, Drew.
When I first approached Animal Collective's new album, Strawberry Jam, I'll admit I was a bit ignorant of their previous work. I knew very little about their music other than what I fell in love with in Winter's Love, a single of the 2006 Short Bus soundtrack. But even upon early listening, Strawberry Jam promised a complex and ruckus jaunt into unmapped territory in the bizarre and impossibly happy world of Animal Collective. The album opens with the speedy and triumphant first single, Peace Bone, which promises the same noisy melody and unintelligible lyrics of previous albums. And nothing interesting really happens until the fourth track, For Reverend Green, which begins with a multi-layered guitar sound that is, well, hypnotizing to say the least. Lead singer Avery Taylor offers a lyrical dream world that is hard to listen to and even harder to ignore. Fireworks, the halfway point and highlight of this album, takes everything the band does in Reverend Green and amplifies it exponentially with an uncharacteristically deep message, epic sounds, and an even more epic runtime. Fireworks may be the group's best song to date. The following track, number 1, gives the listener time to breathe before picking back up with Winter Wonderland, a track that, although sounding oddly like a Blink-182 song, Rock-a-hound is catchy enough to fit Animal Collective's quirky modus operandi. Cuckoo Cuckoo, the 8th track, fuses heavy guitar and drums with a melancholic piano ballad, creating a sound reminiscent of Bohemian Rhapsody. Still, one aches for something as promising as earlier on the rest of the album. And by the final track, Derek, Animal Collective delivers. What begins as a nostalgic and comical song about a long-lost puppy evolves into a bombastic drumline carrying listeners away with a medieval call to arms. And still maybe, the group says it best themselves on Peacebone. They humbly belt a wonderfully simple universal truth. It's not my words that you should follow. It's your insides. Animal Collective, Strawberry Jam, now in stores. Do what you will. That's all I'm saying.
Nicely done, Drew. I've been listening to this album on repeat all week, and I'm totally in love. It's an awesome study album.
Sounds pretty cool. Even cooler, we have an interview with the legendary king of zombie movies himself, George A. Romero.
Nick's got the exclusive interview from the Alamo Drafthouse encounter.
And let's go over to Nick for the inside scoop.
Hey guys, I'm Nick Rosales, and we are here at the Alamo Drafthouse with Sneak Peek. And as you can tell, there's a lot of people here, and they're all here for Fantastic Fest, which is a numerous amount of movies that they're going to show. And, you know, there's VIP passes required to see these. But, you know, you got to wait in line. There's a tremendous amount of people. And, of course, George A. Romero, the man himself, is here in the building. So we're hoping to get an interview with him later on. So stick with us. Really, we're looking for him. Do you know where he might be?
I don't know where he is now.
We're here with Ricky, guys, and he's told us that he has seen George Romero and he has talked to him. So can you give us like what the conversation was like with the man?
Actually, it was more like, hey man, how's it going? Shook his hand. That's pretty much how it went down.
All right, guys, we are going backstage. This is the employees only, all right? Very special. So George A. Romero himself is behind this door, and we're hoping to get another interview with him, so here we go. Here with the man, the legend himself, Mr. George A. Romero. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing okay.
All right, great. First question, how was the transition from going to independent to mainstream to independent again?
It was more difficult going from independent to mainstream than it was going back. So it was very easy to go back to using as little money as possible and doing a film exactly the way I wanted to do it.
And how do you feel about starting the zombie genre and about Shaun of the Dead, a parody of all the Night of the Dead movies?
Well, first of all, I love Shaun of the Dead. I mean, I just love it. Those guys, they sent me a print afraid that I was going to not like it, and I loved it. Some of the other films, the remake of Dawn, I mean, you know, the stuff that I don't like particularly, but, you know, my stuff is my stuff, and I don't particularly care what other people are doing. Frankly, I don't care.
That was awesome, Nick. I really, really love zombie movies, especially George A. Romero's. He really understands those zombies.
I couldn't agree with you more. And now, back again with some sweet movie trivia is Ben. Welcome back.
Okay, so we seem to be stuck in 1985 tonight, which worked for Back to the Future, so I don't really have a problem with it. This John Cusack film came out to mild audiences everywhere, and this quote is one of my personal favorites. Two brothers, one speaks no English, the other learned English from watching The Wide World of Sports. So you tell me, which is better, speaking no English at all or speaking Howard Cosell? Answer after break. Okay, so before the break, I rambled on about some John Cusack movie and then quoted it, like I do. What film was it? Better Off Dead, one of the most solid, most 80s, most awesome films around. That's it for me. Back to y'all.
Better Off Dead, eh? I haven't seen that one, but I do love John Cusack.
Me too, except in that abomination that was 1408. That was enough to almost put me off Cusack for the rest of my life.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson was in it too. He stopped by just long enough to drop the F-bomb and then go on his merry little way.
Moving on, we've got a look at the new film, Feast of Love, featuring a stellar cast. I, for one, can't wait to check it out. Over to you, Francis.
Tomorrow, September 28th, the movie Feast of Love, starring A-listers like Morgan Freeman and Greg Kinnear, comes out. It's about the different thoughts on love and its purpose in life, set in a community of friends in Oregon. With a big cast of well-known actors and actresses, Alexa Davalos, who plays Chloe, is someone to take notice. The 25-year-old former model was born in Paris, France. Not only is beauty in the genes, but acting as well. She's the daughter of Alyssa Davalos and the granddaughter of actor Richard Davalos. Alexa starred in her first film at the age of 3 alongside her mother in the made-for-TV thriller Rivera. While still pursuing her love for ballet, she began modeling and appearing in theatrical productions. In 2002, when she appeared in Fox's Undeclared, many people noticed that Alexa was a true talent regardless of her family's reputation. She then took an action role and starred alongside Vin Diesel in the 2004's The Chronicles of Riddick. Her latex outfits and kick-ass action character made her even more known. In Feast of Love, however, she's more on the romantic side of things. I wonder what she has in store for us this time around. Feast of Love, a story for anyone with an appetite for love, comes out tomorrow, the 28th.
Tired of getting stoned. I'm thinking about you and so I'll file away all my dreams, though I still believe in everything. I wish your love away. I wish your love away. Honestly, over you. Honestly, over you. One last shot of truth. Honestly, over you. polished off the whiskey tonight. You turned the mind to stone. You're looking at you straight in the eyes. So I'll drive away with all my things, though I faint belief in everything. I wish your love away. I wish your love away. On the sleigh over you. On the sleigh over you. And I'll tell the world on this sleigh over you. I wish your love away. I wish your love away. I wish your love away. I wish your love away.
Well, guys, thanks for tuning in to another awesome episode of Sneak Peek.
Be sure to check us out next week and spread the word. This has been Leah and Haley for Sneak Peek.
Entertainment the way you want it.